Good morning. It is June 3rd, Wednesday. I'm headed into work. And I did not do any training this morning like I had said I would. I ended up just working in the gym and coaching. And I intend to do a few things this evening after work, since the gym is typically closed on Wednesday afternoon. We don't really have anybody unless there's an appointment. So I got a few things done, some things I'm eager to try. I had to make an adjustment. I had made one board for the second platform. If you've looked in the pictures and the videos, the second platform is closest to the back door, and it seemed to be working out really well, but started pulling away from the wall, even with lags and stuff, just so many chains. And then I was like, well, this makes it really impossible to, it's not impossible, but kind of a pain in the ass for someone on the first platform. So I cut some 2x4s and, screwed them into the studs, and will place chains on both platforms and spread them out a little bit, and that should help and make them a little more accessible. So that's one of the adjustments that I was making. And then on the first platform I put, and this is kind of an experiment, I used a F&C plate screwed into the stud with a small pipe nipple, an elbow, and a long nipple piece of pipe, and to choke a band to for deadlifts. I don't know how you might could use it for cleans. It would take some experimenting, but my visual, what started this is I've always wanted to do this to help lifters either get their hips involved in the deadlift sooner or pulling back in the deadlift. So facing out, you could put the band around your hips or hook it to your belt, depending on the size and the strength of the band, or you could face the wall and hook something to a, all of a sudden my mind went blank, a harness where you have to pull back against the band tension. And so just some options, something that I thought might be a good thing to try. And then I got all the work lights that we had used for lighting prior to getting the electrical finished, I took down. It's just been one of those, again, when you do a project like this in phases, at first I just put them up wherever so we'd have lighting, and then as we boarded the walls I had to move them up, and then as we boarded the panels I moved them up, and then as we did the ceiling we moved them back down. So there's been a constant state of adjusting, to make it workable. And but now we're done with them. But I'm going to say it again, those things were a great investment, and they'll be useful down the road as well. The last thing I'm going to leave you with, there's a lot, yesterday was the Blackout Tuesday. I can certainly appreciate and respect all that, but I really think all of this that we're doing is going to fall a little short. And what I'm encouraging you to do is, if everybody's had a lot to say, justifiably so, but a lot of times we get, especially on social media, we start telling people how they're supposed to feel, how they're supposed to believe, and what they should be doing because that's what you think or that's what you believe. And I just don't think all that is going to be as effective as simply being an example. You got to be the change that you want to see, and that's actually action. That's not words. That's not some white person talking about Black Lives Matter. That's another human that by action is making a difference. And one of the things that I've really strived always to do is, it's not just skin color, it's religion, it's sexual persuasion, gender. When the lifters come into the gym, they're treated like lifters. Just because you're a girl doesn't mean that you are trained or coached differently. Everybody is there, even ability. I've got people that are world and national champions in multiple sports, and I've got people that are never going to make it to the national level. But that's never been the point. The point is that we work as hard as we can to be the best that we can and improve. That we're always striving to be better, no matter what it is. And that skill set that we learn in the gym, it carries over into our everyday life. And I saw a post today about, it was actually a black coach that if we all came together like a football team in the locker room working towards the same goal, imagine what we could accomplish in everyday life. And that's why I think things like sport, and then at my job, music, man, when people come together and create music, it's magic. And it's the same thing with an athletic endeavor. When it takes a group, even as a power lifter, because that's the only person that's on the platform, but your training partners, your sponsors, if you're lucky enough to have them, your coach or coaches, all those things come into play, and you drive a lot of your success by how well, not only that you work together, but how well you collaborate, because everyone is vital. Everyone is a vital cog in what goes on. And it's the same thing in the gym. And I think you ultimately have to be the change that you want to see. And we've got to get to the point to where if there's a difference, and there are, ask questions. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's okay to speak of this. I'll leave the names out. There is a young couple that I know that I see at the national and world level. They're engaged to be married, and they're different ethnicities. So I said, hey, I come from a different generation. This would have been considered somewhat taboo. How are the parents dealing with this? And the thing that I super appreciated is that they were very open and very candid about it. And it was just my curiosity, because I want to see how people are responding. Because here's my priority. This is a young couple. They're great together. They love each other, and they do so well together. And I want to, not only do I applaud that, but my responsibility as someone that knows them is to help them cultivate that, to nurture that, and to support them and to encourage them. And you know what? It's not always going to be easy. There's going to be times where we have differences. There's times where we're competing, and I want to win. But once the dust settles, we're friends, we're family, and we're all after the same thing. So I challenge you, even though you have a lot to say out there, that your actions are going to say a lot more. People are going to listen to you not nearly as well as they will watch you. And again, that's going to make the biggest difference. So if you are mixed ethnicity and you want to come to the gym, come check it out. And we'll have a good time, and we'll train hard, and we'll strive to be better in all facets, in all phases of our lives. Go out there, make a difference today. Find a way to be positive. Find a way to have a voice, and to do as peacefully as you can. Be safe out there. Take care of one another. God bless.